How Israel's assassination used deception and distraction to lull the Houthis' leadership into a false sense of security. The process began with Israel investing significant effort into penetrating the Houthis' leadership's security and communications. Here are the deception tactics. The answer is creating a false sense of security. Let's take a look at it. Information was tightly controlled, and any reconnaissance activity was either hidden or made to seem unimportant, ensuring movements went undetected or were dismissed as irrelevant. Deliberate radio silence and the spread of false intelligence via intermediaries were used to reassure the Houthis that their leadership was not in immediate danger. Israeli intelligence took particular care to avoid aggressive drone surveillance or visible tracking activity that could warn the Houthis of an impending strike. Surveillance flights and operational patterns were minimized or kept unchanged, allowing Houthis officials to feel secure enough to assemble openly. Then comes exploiting behavioral patterns of the opposition army. Israeli operatives noticed that Houthis leaders tended to gather during symbolic events, most notably during broadcasts by Abdul Malik al-Houthis. Matching this intelligence with movement data, Israel could predict precisely when and where the leadership would congregate. In the hours leading up to the strike, Israeli intelligence performed last-minute confirmations using satellite imagery, signal interceptions, and likely drone surveillance to ensure the prime minister and senior ministers were gathered at a villa in Beit Boz near Sana'a in sufficient numbers for a surgical attack. Once confirmed, Israel launched a coordinated airstrike. The jets departed from Israel, traversing the Red Sea at low altitude to evade radar and used aerial refueling, primarily with Boeing KC-707 or KC-46 tanker aircraft, to extend their range for the round trip. This route avoids direct overflight of hostile territory whenever possible by sticking to neutral or friendly air corridors and maneuvering near Saudi-controlled airspace. The Israeli Air Force sent long-range fighter jets, likely F-35 Aedirs or F-15, equipped with air-launched standoff missiles, such as those from the Rampage and Spice families. These missiles are designed for precision strikes against heavily fortified high-value targets. Naval assets may have supported the mission from the southern Red Sea. These aircraft operated beyond Yemen's borders with the support of refueling tankers, perfectly timing the attack for maximum effect. Israel minimized exposure by keeping to strict operational security, using deception and flyby patterns to make the jets less visible to enemy radar. The strike was carefully timed to coincide with the Houthis' TV broadcast to maximize impact by targeting the villa where senior officials were gathered. The munitions hit precisely, instantly killing the Houthis' prime minister, Ahmed al-Rahawi, several senior ministers, and causing up to a dozen cabinet-level casualties. Mohammed Mofta, the deputy prime minister, was subsequently named interim leader. Most credible reports suggest up to a dozen senior cabinet members may have died in the attack, and a larger strike on August 24 killed at least 10 people and wounded more than 90 others. Several officials, including those involved in defense and administration, were confirmed as casualties, while others were wounded and hospitalized. Let's take a look at Israel's strategy in launching a major long-range airstrike against Houthi-controlled targets in Yemen, marking one of the most extensive Israeli military operations in the region in recent years. This is Israel responding to a Houthis' ballistic missile attack that landed near Ben Gurion Airport, disrupting commercial flights. In executing the operation, the Israeli Air Force deployed more than 20 fighter jets, including advanced F-35I Adir and F-15 aircraft. Since these are long distances, they need fuel and are accompanied by aerial refueling tankers and recon planes to support the mission. With the distance between Israel and Yemen spanning roughly 1,100 miles, which translates to about 1,800 kilometers, mid-air refueling was necessary, demonstrating the IAF's capability to conduct long-range, high-precision operations far from its borders. The mission had been carefully planned over several months, and in just one command, everything is almost, you can say, automated, which allowed the Israeli military to respond swiftly. Within just 24 hours of the missile attack with predetermined GPS codes. The airstrike was aimed at weakening the Houthi military infrastructure and logistical network. Among the primary targets were the ports of Hodeidah and Ras Isa, which play a key role in the importation of goods and are suspected of being entry points for alleged Iranian weaponry. Striking these locations was intended to disrupt the Houthi supply chains and diminish their economic capabilities. The Houthis power plant near Sana'a was also targeted in an effort to cut off energy resources that are vital to the Houthi military operations. Houthi media and local reports indicated that the strikes extended beyond infrastructure to include Hodeida port and urban districts such as Al-Salakana and Al-Hawak. These attacks reportedly caused damage to cargo handling facilities and several privately owned factories, contributing to a broader impact on the region's functionality. In total, Israeli fighter jets dropped around 50 precision-guided munitions on pre-selected targets, including Hodeida port and a cement factory near the town of Bijil. While official sources did not specify the exact types of munitions used, precision-guided bombs are standard in operations of this nature. To help you understand Israel air power, you have to study the case where Israel strikes Iranian military targets. The Israeli military commonly uses this free-fall-guided weapon, also known as bunker buster bombs, which relies on laser targeting and military-grade GPS. Speaking of invasion, even our devices are always under attack from viruses and scammers, like this email alert tool as shown here. Now take a look at my Netflix account. As you can see, I'm currently in Norway. To switch to a US server, all I have to do is click here, refresh, and boom, you're now accessing Netflix US. Beyond that, it includes a robust antivirus software to shield your devices from viruses, malware, and tracking by ads, bots, or third parties. Finally, with Surfshark VPN, a single subscription covers not just you, but also your friends or even your entire city if you wanted. Go to our link surfshark.com/AITele. By buying through the promo link, you will get 4 extra months free, assured by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Out of the 80 bombs used, the IDF also deployed the Mark 82 weapon, the Bunker Buster, and the GBU-39, which were part of a purchase valued at around $3 billion from the US. This is the Bunker Buster bomb. It has a laser sensor at the front, and just behind that are adjustable fins. In the midsection, there is a warhead that weighs approximately 650 pounds containing tritonal explosive. This is a mixture of 80% TNT and 20% aluminum powder. Finally, we have the retractable fins at the rear. To give you a better sense of its size, comparing it to a person can be helpful. The casing has a length of approximately 19 feet long, which translates to around 5 meters. This section is made of an artillery barrel, which is very strong, and has a diameter of 14.5 inches, which translates to around 37 centimeters, making it relatively narrow. They intentionally made the smaller cross-sectional area. This means the bomb displaces less material, whether earth or concrete, as it penetrates layers of reinforced bunkers or building, thus allowing it to travel further to almost 100 meters. Let's take a look at how this works. Step 1. First, a laser is used to illuminate the target, or GPS guidance is already assigned to it. Step 2. An F-15 jet flies near the illuminated target and the bomb is released. Step 3. Once the bomb is dropped, the guidance system at the front connects with the tail and fins. This enables the bomb to make precise adjustments, guiding it accurately to its target. Step 4. As mentioned, this is a bunker buster bomb designed to penetrate around 6 meters of reinforced concrete bunkers and can travel up to 100 feet of soft ground or buildings. Step 5. In the past, the GBU-28 has been equipped with a delay fuse like this one, allowing it to detonate after penetrating its target, rather than exploding on impact. The bomb contains 700 pounds of TNT, which generates a blast radius of several hundred meters, quite significant for a bomb of this size. But why is Israel hitting the Houthis? It is because they have these ballistic missile called Palestine 2 that can reach Israel in a couple of hours. At such blistering velocity, the missile was able to travel from Yemen to Israel in mere minutes, giving Israeli and allied defense systems very little time to react. What made this strike even more concerning was the missile's apparent ability to change course mid-flight, a capability likely achieved through a sophisticated skip-gliding mechanism. This means that rather than following a traditional predictable arc, the missile could bounce along the edge of the atmosphere, shifting its trajectory in a way that complicates interception. Experts believe the missile wasn't purely hypersonic in the conventional sense, but had characteristics of what some call a semi-hypersonic design. This would still allow for sharp maneuvers during flight, far beyond what older ballistic models could manage. These kinds of mid-air changes wreak havoc on systems like Israel's Arrow 3 and the US-developed THAAD, which are built to predict and intercept based on expected flight paths. Additionally, there's speculation that the missile may have taken a lower-than-usual flight route, potentially slipping under the radar coverage that usually defends against high-altitude threats. This is the Houthi Palestine II. It was used for the first time based on Iran's advanced missile systems. Inside this missile is a hypersonic glide vehicle, which detaches and allows the missile to maneuver and glide at speeds between Mach 5 and 16. The missile has a range of around 1,500 kilometers, only slightly more than its predecessor, the Palestine I missile or Fatah I. What sets it apart from other ballistic missiles is its ability to accelerate outside the Earth's atmosphere, while its aerodynamic control surfaces enable steering to evade the famous Arrow missile's defense system made by Israel. We also make original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.